This is the first time I'm going live ever on Facebook, I think.
Nanekia! Nanekia!
Hey,
How
good
are
evening
you?
I'm fine. Good evening from Kumasi.
Kumasi! Yay! You go! So,
Yeah.
are you going to bed? Nadia show Jesus here. You
Wait
look
for
like
that.
a Fiat Schwarzenegger. Patrick, you to go out there.
It's 9 p.m. in Ghana. I'm going to sleep.
You're going to sleep at 9? Why?
Yeah. It's been raining and then the weather is somehow, so I need to sleep early.
Yeah, but when the weather is like this is when. Do you have a husband?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, this is when you make babies. Yeah, how many children do you have, Nana?
Two girls.
You look good though. Who put
Thank
that
you.
crazy in the my
I'm just learning from you. I don't want to grow old,
Oh,
you know.
you won't. You
Yeah,
won't. So you have two children,
yes, two girls,
two girls. How old?
10, 10 and 7.
10 and 7. Are you going to have any more?
I'll try having a baby boy and then that's it.
But how old are you? You look young.
35.
Oh, you're a baby. Maybe today is like getting to know people who follow me. I want to get to know everybody.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so it was like this. We've been schoolmates. He was my senior in school, and so that's it. He was my senior in college, and then yeah,
He was your senior.
yes.
How many years?
Oh, 2 years. I was in Form 1 and he was in Form 3. And so that's how we got to it.
So it was love at first sight.
No, after school though. After school, some 4 years after school, that's where I met him again at the bus station and then we clicked just like that.
Oh, isn't that cute? Is he good though? Tell me the truth.
Come again.
Is he a good man?
Yeah, he's a good man. You can't say a very good man because life that's how it is. You can't be always good. Sometimes you will just do some stuff and then but we are sailing through. We get
Yeah,
there one day.
yeah. But when you say he does himself, you're talking about like like typical male
Typical
when they say and
male,
do silly things.
typical men. Remember Subani,
I
typical. Yeah, sometimes you go off. Sometimes he will be funny. Sometimes he will cheat. No, that thing. No.
and I won't go now. Okay, tell me. Who say what when you found that maybe he had? What did you do?
Okay, he will deny at first.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's that's somehow him trying to show respect.
Yeah.
Yes. And so he will deny, and then when you push further, he will tell the truth and then apologize. But the thing is, if he apologizes and then he doesn't do again, fine. But sometimes he would apologize and then somehow something will happen again. And then you would have to um take it like that. I don't know, with time. We are still young and then we are learning to, and so I'm
But
believing he would.
no, he won't. The thing is, he won't. You have to understand, he won't change. So you are
Mm,
the one who has to change it. So I mean,
okay.
do you understand why? Does he tell you that he's insecure? Because most men cheat because they're insecure about something, about themselves, or they think they've lost their kahunas. And so, what you say? I say, to me, ain't girls real. So
Not
and usually,
really.
sorry.
Um, Sometimes, okay, you would see one or two traits of cheating, like I think he chats too much on phone too. That's you will see a message. I don't check his phone though. I don't
Mm-hmm.
normally do that. But you would see traits of going deeper with chats with somebody. Once almost not phone so sana. Sometimes through chatting, no, they develop something with they make I don't know
Yeah,
whether
and
it's
that closeness to develop it like an attachment to
yes,
somebody.
yes, exactly. And see, sometimes they have to cut that. I've seen traces. I've seen me channel sometimes. I don't think he feels insecure, but on it and now for no one say guys when they meet they want to explore. They want to.
Mm.
I think say no be na yeah na oh yeah no, but he's not oh yeah smart but I'm smarter.
I see, I saw that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a girl. I see me almost say yeah, he's going to far with somebody. I saw you jump. He almost say, oh, background on the phone. No, he wants to hide it, and then almost I didn't be no. So I just pat him and say be careful. But we have a long way to go. If I start fighting now, I guess I'm not going to say a bit change. I just leave
No,
him to.
but you can't. Oh, I mean, Council, you can't say that because if you say if I quarrel all the time, it's going to stop. Because you have to start somewhere. Because you're laying the roots now. If you don't want to change it now, eventually, then you'll always be that way. So when
Yeah.
and your life is now starting now, because I'm telling you, your life starts after you've had children. When you've had
Mm-hmm.
your children and you're starting to live life, and then you have to look at his face, and he's still, you know, it will kill your soul. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Mm.
And so this is the time for you to change it. And
Yeah.
don't say work all the time because just want to understand the effect it has on you. And I say it doesn't have any effect on you.
It does. It does. Really, it does. Sometimes it's my move say me when I see that I swing mood. Also, because I will concert to be somehow. So I just swing. I'll be happy at one time and then now my mood not suffer because I've seen something and confronting. No, sometimes if I don't take care, me confronting in a bad way and then it turns out to be a fight. And also once and not at the some yes, and I guess it has an effect on the kids. It's I just be
Yeah,
cool. Me.
it's not you who are having an effect on the kids, it's him. It's what he's doing that's having an effect on the kids. So don't use your consequence to explain what he does. So you are just reacting to what he does. So if you're saying say overreacting and means that the kids will be affected now. No, it's what he's doing that because listen, it's not just about the cheating, no. It's just about the effect on you when they cheat. So whether you react or not, no, it diminishes one casa. So did they make an say?
Yeah.
And
I understand
because
you.
okay,
I understand you perfectly.
yeah,
It's
it
what
does so because we're human. Oh, take me up because we're them. But diminishing casa
I
emano.
know.
Oh, am I
I
feeling to
know.
say the worth a
I know.
BBL?
I think it's because when they meet, when guys meet, okay, they want to show themselves. Say, oh, me too. Me, oh, sad, you
Yeah.
know. And see, I think it's the influence, no. But in America, I see a tremor free influence. Yeah, mature, no. But men, as I say, bema, okay. And see, when they meet, they want to be able to bragging, it has effect on them. You would want to go and then on also so benya ba could be aja. Whatever you can say more and I say bisa. So I won't shade, watch yeah.
No,
Then watch.
yeah, me too, and it happens a lot. But I
Yeah,
think see, this is why I do what I do, you know, because I want women to start to think differently, though. Because
yeah.
it's important to say, but think it differently, because some way of accepting and never being, it's it's not a good thing
I
because
know.
it's not a good thing because you can't so bema bema, and that's true. Oh, every man be had to so feel it to say oh yeah, bema. That's a make and I say who are burning to on yes like I probably you. Me
But
never go you now.
and afford it.
Oh, what crap? Hey, are you serious?
Nana,
If you go to what setting to who feel say if you want a man I prefer man and you me could be minutes were cheating or some cheating and then you but me never now all my friends are divorced from omukunim cheating. One of them I said now oh actually two of them they had another woman living in a house communities in the house with a child.
Okay.
No binding him. So, because I love you very much. Okay, that's it. Have a good night. And you don't make excuses for your men no. And that we make excuses for African men too much because it's not a good thing. And I know you love your husband and you should love him, but I think you need to pull him up on what he's doing. He has to understand, say, it makes you feel bad. And he doesn't have to give in to peer pressure. What the other men will do, let them do it. But because it doesn't make him more of a man because he has a girl on the side. It makes him less of a man. And because Bema Utuin Jinawan Kasi, hey, I love my wife and nobody is going to make me feel better than my wife. Yeah. And I'm not going to cheat on her. No. It's a real man. So when he says, I'm cheating because my friends are, then he's, what is he? It's not a sheep.
Yeah.
And it's just so to make it in his head. I know he's young, so you need to be able to talk to him and find out what he's lacking in your relationship that makes him want to go out.
Yeah. I understand you perfect.
Because you're young, you're what, 35. 35 is a young age. You have a long way ahead of you. A long way. And because now you have children, and your mind has been taken away from that side of things. So you're concentrating on children. So this doesn't mean that much to you because you're very calm about it. Because I'm sure some people have told you, oh, men will be men. Let them do whatever they want to do. But that's not right. That's not right.
Yeah. I can't say one with DNA. Who say we are looking up to them, we are looking at our sisters, and so we try our best. Okay, I'm not only yes, I mean this. You would get people also talking about it. You would try your best to be the best wife. Okay, is our best even enough? That's the question. You try your best. Everything. We learn a lot. We some of us follow you. We other people are doing just to make ours also, even if it's not best out, to make it better. But no, what I say?
No, I think that you see. Let me just say something.
Okay.
For us, growing up, our parents always made the man a man more. What's the word? Yeah, they are the masses. So as a woman, see, that's been the problem. But because we put our men to such a high expectations, and see, we just allow them to get. But that's not how it should be. It should be reversed. The man should put you up on a pedestal. So that way, if he treats a woman with the respect that she deserves, then she will be able to do anything for him. See, the men when feel say, as when they diminish themselves to make the woman more important now, it means they're being overrun by it. But that's not it, So I think we've been listening to our parents now for too long about women they need. No, it's not the case. You should both be important to each other. The same way you will not want to go and cheat on him, because you want him to feel important. He has to make you feel the same. Because you have the same sexual urges, and
of course.
If a man comes to stand in front of you right now with his nice penis hanging there, we're doing to jump on it. But because you love your husband, you won't do it.
Because of the
Yeah.
vows, you do it. You vowed.
No, because you have respect for your husband, and it's not something that you'd want to
Yes,
do. So why can't they?
of
But they
course.
think that when they want sexual urges. But the fact is, women have more sexual urges than the men. We just diminish it
Yes.
because we love our husbands and we want to make them
Good.
feel good. You
Good.
see? So
Yes.
you have to be able to tell him that, listen, me, I love you. If I want to go and cheat right now, look at me. Do I look like nobody would want to sleep with me? So, so tell him. So please, Masa, I love you, but you have to give me that respect. If I go and open my legs to just anybody and I come home and I sleep with you, you won't like it. So think about how that makes me feel.
I spoke to somebody, and then the person was just telling me, an elderly person. He told me, say, the reason why he hides those things from me is because he respects me. And I'm like, no, why must you do to even hide it? Okay.
To
Why
hide
must
it
you?
means he disrespects you.
Yeah.
Because to hide it means you're not important enough to know that he doesn't mean, it's like, I mean, hiding it, say, okay, I respect you. He's lying to you. How can you commit to somebody in a church and say to love and obey and to cherish and whatever, and then say I'm lying, about cheating because I respect you. I want to save your heart. To save my heart means don't do it.
She is very calm. Kukra was saying she's calm, of course, because people have been conditioned. Not all African men are like that. I know some who are really very good and committed to their wives. So and also there are some women who cheat as well. I know the internet is bad, so she's gone. There's some women who cheat as well. So it's not just the men, but I think we need to understand that it's unacceptable. You should never have to accept anybody disrespecting you. And I know a lot of you always say, Steph, you're married to a white man, so it's different. Sweetheart, listen, if a man is going to cheat, it's going to cheat. If a woman is going to cheat, they're going to cheat. It doesn't matter whether they're black or white. The fact of the matter is, in Africa, we accept it. And because we accept it, we say, oh, that's the way it is. We have a different lifestyle over here. Yes, of course. So if you cheat, divorce is readily available. Nobody's going to stand and say, you can't get divorced. Whereas Ghana, everybody will talk you out of it. So it's become an accepted thing. But it doesn't mean that everybody, it's different for African men and white men. They're going to cheat, they'll cheat. I have a lot of friends, white friends. All of them are divorced because all of their husbands cheated. And you guys, I hope you're watching my video, Good to Go. Go and watch it. It's fun. But it's part of an album called Asamaba. Asamaba is bad. And that's the main single that's going to come out. So go and watch Go to Girl, and it'll make sense when Asamaba comes out. Okay? Maxwell, where are you at the moment?
I'm in the United States, Connecticut.
What do you do?
I'm a minister.
Huh? I love you, Jesus. I really do. I love you. I'm a good girl, really. Let's pray for my soul.
Yeah, sure.
My soul, dear. Okay. Now, this I've always wanted to ask. Ministers, I believe that you're not supposed to have sex before marriage, right?
Exactly.
Okay. But then everybody does. And it's sort of forgiven.
Almost.
What do you mean almost? Are you married?
Now you just said everybody does, but I think we can say almost, because maybe some people
almost, maybe 1.325%.
probably something like that.
But let me ask you, are you married?
Yes, I'm married. That's my wife right behind me right here. Not yet.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So before you got married, did you have sex with anybody else before?
Actually, my wife is in Ghana.
Your wife was in Ghana. I get the answer. You needed to expend some sperm somehow, right?
Not really. Not really. It's all about.
It's all about what? Listen, I know you're pastor. I don't care. Me, we're going to talk honestly. Maxwell, you're not getting away with it. I don't care where your wife is.
So what was the question again? What's your question again?
Have you had, I'm not talking about when you started dating your wife, or I'm talking about before you met your wife.
Were you a virgin?
Virgin on code, probably.
What do you mean on code? Did you take it up the ass? Which one? I don't know. What do you mean, Taib?
You know what?
What do you mean in code?
Have we finished talking about the office of the prophet and the teachers? But there's few things that for me as a young minister I've learned, even if I'm talking to you as my church member, there are some personal life event or life issues that I can share with you depending on your spiritual maturity, because some people may even be offended that you being a minister, maybe you've been able to go like you have experienced that, or so and so you've done this or so, but when the person is matured enough, they will get to know that even if my pastor did, let's say, had a premarital sex or something, that does not define him, or that does not make him unqualified to be a man of God. You understand? For the sake of some people who are still growing in the faith and everything, there are some things that we got the word reserve it, just for some people, because some people it will kind of like scare them from what you call it, from the church and everything, so don't worry. I can give you that answer.
I tell you something. I believe that to be able to minister to people effectively, you need to be as honest as possible. You need to, so many ministers lie to the congregation that people are scared to be themselves. They're scared to fail. They're scared to make mistakes. They're scared, and then they judge other people, and their whole life is about judgment, because that's what that man who's standing in front of them tells them it should be. So that's what I always think that when you put yourself into a space where you can be real with people and real with yourself, you get through to people more than actually putting on this whole facade.
That's very true.
How it should be. So you shouldn't pick and choose who you say whatever to. Whatever it is that is written in your mind, in your body, in your eyes, in everything you represent, is what people need to know, not what you choose to tell them. Because I talk to so many people who are lost in themselves because they believe they're sinners.
Yeah.
It affects their whole life. But if they understand that they're only human, about honesty, about marriage, about things they're going to go through, not lie to them or disguise. No lie. It's not lying. It's more like omitting to tell the truth.
You are making a whole lot of what you call great points over here. I am 100% with you. Our life should become an epitome of what we are preaching from the Bible. I'm not disputing the fact that we have some ministers who are hiding behind the truth and are not preaching kind of like what the Bible is saying or requesting them to do. But yes, though, we still have men of God who have been truthful. Some of them, their life stories are kind of like I think our own Papa Duncan, for instance, wouldn't be ashamed at any point in time to preach about his own life. You understand?
I believe that a man of God should always not be about materialistic things. It really has to be about preaching. And I find that there's a lot of gathering happening. When I say gathering, I mean gathering of other people's fortune in different ministers and pastors. And that I find an abomination. And those people will have to answer to God. Because Jesus used to walk around with slippers and a thingy. They went in designer suits and sitting in first class. So, I mean, if you're going to use other people's means to make you comfortable when Jesus did not live that way, then I have a problem with that. I just think that money should be gathered to enhance other people's lives who are coming to listen to the word of God, not to enhance yours. So when I see that, I switch off.
Sometimes it's difficult to defend some of these things, but just to tell you the truth, for me, I do not see it wrong if a man of God should drive in a good car. It is never a mistake. And the Bible does not speak against that. You understand? But if a man of God, let's say you are, because it says what the preacher will eat, or the man of God shall eat from what he is preaching from. So if I'm a preacher, you have to understand that a lawyer's job is to go to the courtroom, go and defend somebody and get paid, right? The doctor's work is to go to the hospital, go and save somebody's life and get paid. So where does the pastor also get his pay from? If I should ask that question.
Then if it's a job, he should say it's a job, and he's learned that job, and that's why he's not standing there as a man of God. Because if you're saying they need to get paid, then he should go and find another job. Because if you're administering but
you have to understand that. Mommy Stephanie, so to prepare a quality sermon to bless a church, right? To prepare a quality sermon fueled by the Spirit of God. If you are not being a lazy, listen, I am not, as I said, I'm a teacher. So before I preach, even when the Lord give me a message, I have to make sure that I research to prepare a quality sermon to go and preach your church. Aside praying and fasting, you got to spend about 3 hours, at least between 2 to 3 hours, in order to prepare a quality sermon. So if a pastor is spending the time to prepare a sermon, if the pastor is fasting, organizing fasting, prayers, event, and everything, what time does the pastor? Unless I'm a lay minister, I'm not a full-time minister. I work at a hospital and I'm still doing ministry. So for me, I'm working and I'm doing ministry.
We need people who have jobs and are doing this because they want to help people. But there are others who go into it because they want to make something of their life. So if somebody's fasting, you don't need food you don't eat. So what does that got to do with money? Because they're fasting. And if you're going to prepare, you need a Bible and a computer. I mean, that's pretty much it. What else you need? You don't need to be sitting in first class watching films. I mean, you don't need to be wearing alligator shoes. You don't need to be wearing a designer suit to go and stand in front of people and administer to people. You can stand and look like Gandhi. I mean, Gandhi was hungry all the time. Did you see him? The guy was like, let's say, call a spade a spade. I understand when people work for a living and minister to people. But what I don't like is people who go into the job to make money and they give false hope to people and they say all the wrong things. Sometimes we need a pastor who can go to church and just make people feel good. I like that. There's some people who have good words and they know how to make people feel good. So when they walk out of church, they feel good. Not the ones who go in there and give them false hope and then get people, at the end of it, they say, here's my box, put money in it. And 3/4 of that money goes into their pocket and 1/4 goes to build the church. So, I mean,
we're going to have, he says, well, we're going to have false teachers. Pretend like I don't know about the fact that there are false preachers out there. There are a lot of them, tons of them, and we can never do anything about it because the Bible said it. Anything that the Bible, talks about, it needs to happen. It has to take place. And it says at the last days, we are going to have false teachers, false prophets. So yes, we have people who are prophets of God, teachers of God, apostles of God, bishops of God, but we still have the fake ones. We still have the false teachers, prophets who are also kind of like in for their personal gain. So if you kind of say, Abebako, essay Abenquine, and then yes, sir.
Let me end your bakupo. Abeno say 10 woman, 9.5 a pro. That's Papa woman. I also can also pro because on no church when they're looking like they are poor, then the others are looking like they don't want to go to him. So then they become like those greedy people who are in the designer suits and sitting using $6,000 to spend and buying first class. I'm sitting in first class. I'm seeing some pastor sitting next to me, and I'm thinking, whose money are you sitting here on? I thought you're fasting. If you're fasting, why are you using a fucking knife in there drinking champagne? I
think that pastor was using probably his pay, maybe.
No, they don't have a job. Some will say they don't have a job because they are fasting and they're researching. Fasting and researching, almost the first class idea. Economy, he can research in economy with all the people in there. Get up and pray for them. Make sure they all make money.
So, mommy, can I ask one question?
Yeah.
So, I want to ask you, like, do you find it offensive to see a man of God living a fancy life?
Oh, I do. I do, because the thing is, if they have a job, let's say if you have a doctor who is ministering to people, I mean, and that's his job, and he doesn't take 1 penny over and above what he makes in the church, then I have a lot of respect for them. But what we see a lot of is people going into you know, what they call pastorship or whatever it is they're doing, just so they can make money off people. I'm not saying all of the money goes into their pocket, but most of it does, so they can have a really fancy life. That is unfair. I just think the congregation are hungry. You see, a lot of them are struggling. The little money that they make, look in Ghana, for instance, somebody will go and clean people's houses and make maybe 100 Ghana cedis a week, if that. And then they go to church, and after that, rent, water bill, electricity bill. They have to put their kids to school. And then they go to church, and then the pastor has his box that goes around and takes maybe 5 Ghana cedis of their money that they've earned. 5 Ghana cedis is gone in. I mean, they have to spend 5 Ghana cedis, what? If I say one day, every day, 5 Ghana cedis will spend it for food and her children. And she puts that in the box for this man to go and sit in first class or be driving a Range Rover. Think about it. When she has never seen the back of a Range, well, she's probably polishing it. How does that become fair? How? We have too many judgmental, negative people who claim to be from the church. And that's all because of the pastors who are making these people so insecure. And they're taking everything for them. So these people are angry. They are all, somebody says, they are brainwashed. That's so
We
true.
are having some men of God who are pretty much using the pulpit for their personal gain. We can always, what you call, admonish, encourage people, preach to people, let them be wise, let them be vigilant. That's what the Bible says. And you know that the kind of message that you are receiving is not something that can prepare you for heaven, then you better run for your life.
It's very easy for you to say people should be vigilant. But then when your desperation and sadness and poverty does not make you vigilant, it just makes you desperate. And when people are desperate, they do desperate things and they attach themselves to people who are not good for them because they know how to say the right things. So people who are desperate are suffering in the hands of these pastors. They're taking everything they have, and it's not fair. And my work is traveling, and I come across so many people, and I come across so many pastors. I'm glad I spoke to you. At least maybe you're one good one who haven't had sex, well, before marriage.
I also want to say thank you very much. Yeah. Anyway, God bless you so much. I'm Stephanie Benson.
Maxwell,
I've been following your page, you know, back door. So I've been following from afar. I've been watching your posts from afar, you know. So it's a pleasure talking to you today.
It's a pleasure talking to you. I am honored to have been able to speak to you. Honestly, Maxwell, I am. It's nice to talk to somebody who's honest and open with me. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I pray a lot to myself, but what I don't do is go to church. I don't know why. I just don't like it. I'll go to a Catholic church and just maybe once every couple of years and listen to the same thing that they say, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Yeah, there's the same old thing, but it makes me feel good. But to go and sit in one of those churches, you know, those pastors and whatnot, me agree. Oh boy, I don't want to sit there and listen to you tell me what you think God is saying. I won't. So, anyway, I love you guys. So let's go on to another person.
Hey, Stephanie.
Hi, my darling. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm here designing my kitchen, and then I saw you came on to live, so I was like, I gotta jump on here because I'm.
Where are you though?
I'm in Toronto, Canada.
Oh shit! Okay.
It is really hard navigating, and my parents are there
Haven't you thought about getting a prefab instead, like a beautiful prefabricated, so you don't have to worry about the building?
Yeah, you know, I've thought about that, but you know, my dreams are so important, Stephanie. Like, I love like just what I love. Like, I have a very imaginative mind. Like, I do a lot of things. I'm very handy. I'm very creative.
Yeah.
I do one thing at work and I do another thing on the side. So it's like, it's fulfilling my artistic requirements.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
But you can do that with a company. I mean, prefabricate, company, one of those. Anyway, if you sit with them, tell them what you want, but they have some amazing stuff, because we did that in our place in Ibiza. And it's just a beautiful prefab. I mean, it even has an indoor swimming pool, and everything. Really? Yes, and everything is just. I mean, it takes like 3 to 4 weeks for them to put up, and the installation is amazing. The kitchen, only have to press a button, and the kitchen goes into the glass and closes up, so I can cook quietly without the smoke coming out into the sitting room. Everything is integrated, and it's just amazing. And even the roof in the front, where the swimming pool is, if I want to close it, I just press a button, and the glass comes over and closes at the bathroom and the swimming pool area, so it becomes an indoor. And if I want it outside, all I have to do is press a button, and the roof goes across. It's just amazing.
I like that, because I love tech. I'm into tech, so I love all of that.
Yeah, you can sit with them, and they will design it for you. And create it, and it's a lot cheaper than
really in Ghana. You're saying, right?
No, I didn't do it in Ghana. No, God,
okay.
No. There isn't any place in Ghana. You have to go.
Well, so look at this. He's giving me this great advice, and I'm like, I'm gonna go look them up. Like, not in Ghana.
I can sit with you and build something like that.
I need their names.
It's not pre-pack.
Stephanie.
You say you want glass, so put plastic there for you, and you see.
You've just enticed me, and I'm like,
no.
I was just about to bite.
Like, it's not me, that's not Ghana. No. No, I mean, I want to do the same in Ghana, but it's just, I don't know. I have to take the kids more to Ghana for them to like it. But right now, they're not.
Ghana is so beautiful. And I have my citizenship
for how long?
as well. Oh, I go for like, the longest I've been is 1 month. And then.
Okay, madam, you stay in Ghana for more than 6 weeks.
I know what you're going to say.
And it'll change.
I know. No. I know. Listen, I've been going since 2010. And, for me, when I go, I go and I stay like a local.
Somebody says.
I don't perspective. It's everybody. It's everybody's perspective, because I've heard people say, like, oh, if you stay for a very long time. Even my mother says that. Even my mother, because she's there, right? Like when she goes, she'll go for like 6 months at a time. And then with COVID, she was there for over a year. So it's my home. Yeah. And nobody's going to take Ghana from me. It's my home. Yeah. I'm not going to die and everything in Canada. Like, this is my home.
No?
So, no, I don't want to die in Canada. No. And even if I die in Canada, they're going to carry me. They're going to carry my body back home, okay? So, no, I don't. It's my home. If we abandon Ghana, who are we leaving it for? Do you see the people who are coming in, the foreigners who are coming and taking over? So if we don't stand our ground and find a way and find solutions and find love in Ghana, and even just in Africa, who are we leaving the country for?
Okay, you see, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I also believe that a lot of us who say we're going back, or if we say we're going back, we have to go back to think about the people, not just the country. The people
100%.
Make the country. And I think a lot of people who go back don't think about the people. They think about the country and how and what they can make from it. And how that's going to enrich them, and how it's going to make them more important than they aren't outside of Ghana. That is the problem. So if if people like us who are going back, we have to want to change the country, and the country for the people. Yeah. So we have better people.
Yeah. People are saying, oh, Ghana is like, it's the place to be. It's the year of return. And I was there for the year of return, not because I was there for the year of return, but I go every year. So, of course, I was returning. Okay. But what I was saying, too, is even with like year of return and other things that I've done, it was to benefit people who had money. It was to benefit outsiders. It's more about tourism than it was about building business for locals. And many of the people who do come, as we're opening our gates and we're welcoming people in from the diaspora and everything, we are not creating room for the people who are there, even with the housing system, because I keep, you know, abreast of some of the news that's going on and the homes that they're putting up. All this infrastructure that they're putting up is not for the locals to benefit. That pains me. So, you know, so like when I'm coming, I'm thinking of like, I want to build a factory. There's certain things I want to do so that we can employ locals.
Freddie, he said he came to Ghana with 20K and lost it all with nothing to show. That's what happens. 20K. I'm amazed you lasted more than 3 months with 20K.
Yeah, I went there and I tried to do business with someone. It didn't work. Didn't work. And I hear people say that. But then in this conversation with the gentleman, I asked him, so since you and I agree, how come you and I can't do anything? And this is a gentleman that I also tried to work with, and it didn't work. So sometimes the people criticizing have to take a mirror to themselves and really dig deep and see what is it in them that maybe is also the problem. Because I can't understand, if I speak to all my friends and they all say this, then why we as just Black people or Africans can't come together and do something if we are like-minded and we're really being honest with ourselves?
Because you see, it's very easy to go to Ghana for 1 month at a time and say that we can change things. I went to not live full time, but I was going back and forth in Ghana to Ghana quite regularly. I mean, I started a business. I started 2 businesses. I started a production. What was it called? BEPI, Benson Entertainment Production Institute, for singing, and it was free for young ladies. And I thought, okay, I'll just get a lot of the young ladies coming in to learn how to sing, dance. I got myself a place I was paying for myself. I spent vast amounts of money renovating this place, put instruments in, studio, blah, blah, blah. The kids were coming in to study for free. I employed teachers. I mean, name it. I went with great intentions. It was amazing to start with, until I couldn't be there longer than 6 months and left. I came back. Teachers don't turn up, and they were being paid a salary every month. They don't turn up. The girls would go sit around, you know, then you have the stories, and I'm like, I'm not eating, my parents are not, I mean, you come to school for free, but then I have to look after your parents as well. Let's put that aside. Before I even did that, I had an excavator company. I had like 12 excavators, employed at least 32 people. So I didn't go set it up and leave. I actually was there with them. They used to female amongst a lot of men. So I had to take care of myself. I had GPS trackers on there. These guys would go and take the excavators to go and work.
Of course.
Without thinking I wouldn't know. And I warned them, listen, I have cameras on this. I know when it's working, even when I'm not here in Ghana. And they were still doing it. You know, and the thing is, I was giving them everything. They were getting paid, I think, 250 Ghana cedis a day.
Yeah,
and I increased it after 3 months to maybe 500, and they'll get bonuses for food. I used to have cooks there to feed them. For what? Listen, you can do everything you want for people, but the thing is, they think of the here and now. Those are the points where I used to tell these guys, you're earning a lot of money now, so let's put 100 Ghana cedis of that away for you for later, like we do here for your pension. Yes. Oh, mommy, I need the money. Oh. Can you just give me all my money? You know, I got that a lot. And these people I employed for 4 or 5 years. Yep. And at one time, they came to me and said, oh, my mother is ill. I need some extra money to go. Of course. It's just, the mindset is just so ridiculous. Yeah. And so
I think you overpaid them. I think you paid them much, because you see, so as much as I say, like, I went there maximum 1 month, you know, my parents live there and my family's there. So I want to say that it's not that I'm coming in like a newbie who's never been. No, I have people there. Like,
it's not about being a newbie, but when you get yourself in it, it's very different.
It's true, but you know, there's some things that I've seen, right? Because we have a group of people that we work with, and those group of people, they're good. One thing I've noticed is if you treat them nicely, and this is something I had to understand, when you treat the Ghanaians nicely, it's never good. It's so bad, because if you're a nice person, and you're a very nice person, Stephanie, everything you're saying is what I would love to do for them. You know, I would even set up like a pension plan for them. No, but even the nice,
I'm not totally nice. I think.
But you're nice. So this money that you just
got. Don't get me wrong. I think when you're working for me, I am very different. I've owned in this country. I have like 4 or 5 different businesses, and in Ghana I've had like 3 businesses, and I'm nice, yes,
Yeah.
but I'm not a pushover. I am pretty tough.
Not pushover.
But
not
I
pushover.
treat people very fairly.
Yes,
and I'll talk to you with respect. I will not talk down to you, but I will put my point across very easily to you, and without having to be rude to you. I've never at any point been rude to any of the people who work for me.
Like
and to this day, they still talk to me.
Yeah.
So when we say you can't treat a Ghanaian nicely, I want to be able to treat a Ghanaian nicely.
Yes.
And get him to understand that I'm thinking of his, of him.
Yeah. So
and just and that's what we need to change. So we don't want to say I can't treat them nicely because they won't work for you. But that's not good, because they don't respect you either, and they won't care about what you have.
Yeah, it's true, and it's not to say, and myself, I have a good heart. When I go there, I like to be fair as well.